Hi guys, welcome to Visions for You Tarot. I am Sarah and this is your reading on your mother and what is her real actual problem with you, okay? So 4 groups as you guys can see. Group 1, orange calcite and not the right time. Group 2, aquamarine and you're going in the right direction. Group 3, petrified wood. And go, the time is right. And for group 4, we have cat's eye, and this is the sign. So go ahead, select your pile using your intuition. I will see you guys in your reading. The timestamps will be posted in the description box below. Okay, hi group 1, those of you who picked this orange calcite, this is your reading on what is your mother's actual real problem with you. Okay, so I get like a very choppy message. Just even looking at these cards, usually I feel like the cards are more connected. Like I feel like your mother's thoughts on you, they're kind of illogical, you know what I mean? In the sense that there's no I want to say continuity in the thoughts, right? Like, or maybe it's hypocritical, right? Like she's being a hypocrite about it or something like that. Because it's like, well, this means something and then this means something and then it's just inconsistent. Like, I don't know, I'm just getting that feeling from these cards, and that it's confusing for that reason because it's like goes into this and then it's like, well, no, it's this, and it just kind of doesn't make sense in a way to me anyhow. And so this has to do with because I'm looking at the mushrooms and not the right time, right? I'm thinking of magical mushrooms and it having to do with her perception of you, is a very broken and skewed perception. That's what I'm getting with this broken glass. It's something that's like maybe you guys have had just a bad past, and so she just has this shattered perception of you in the sense that, like with glass, it's very hard to fix. Like once it's shattered, once it's spider webs, it's you can't really fix it, right? Like it's something that has to be replaced. And so I think there's confusion in the way that she perceives you, and this is has to do with your past relationship, and things before you've changed. I feel like you've changed a lot. I'm seeing this butterfly in front of me right here. You've changed a lot, and I think it's just this thing of like she's trying to put the two yous together, and I don't know. It's like she's struggling with it. She's struggling with it. And it's a bit of a hypocrisy as well because on the one hand, with this Queen of Wands in reverse, I'm getting, and with the let the feminine lead the way, the number 39, the High Priestess, the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, inner strength or strength. I'm seeing it as inner strength. This random miscellaneous card that's from the Thoth deck. I don't know, maybe it does have a meaning, but I really don't know what it is. I think it just kind of comes at the end of the deck. So this is like the random element. Like I'm thinking of, I don't know, there's a symbol in statistics. I think I don't know if it's like for linear regression or something like that, where there's an element of it's just a miscellaneous random variable, right? Like it accounts for all the randomness of life. I feel like this is what this represents. There's the randomness, there's this miscellaneous variable that I think cannot be accounted for, and so that's what this card represents. And I think that there's this miscellaneous randomness that cannot be accounted for when it comes to what your mom's issue is. because it's something really deep seated. I'm getting with this this high priestess. It's something um, like subconscious in a way, um, and so I think there's an element that she herself isn't fully aware of, um, and and it's not even that she's not fully aware of, like she can't pinpoint what it is, because with this mushrooms I'm also getting, I just got something and it just left. Oh, like magical thinking. Stuff that doesn't exactly make sense that someone else would hear and would say, like, make it make sense. Like, it doesn't make sense. So, anyhow, with this Queen of Wands in reverse and this Ten of Pentacles in reverse, I feel like there's a level of, this is where I get the hypocrisy. It's like, I feel like your mother does have, like, a controlling, like, I'm getting a controlling type of energy, or someone, because I'm getting like a bitch, right? Like, with the Queen of Wands in reverse, like, the, like, a Cruella de Vil, or what was that movie called with, what's her name? Like, not the Wolf of Wall Street, like the Devil Wears Prada. Yeah, the Devil Wears Prada. Like that boss, I forget her name. I'm gonna look up that movie. Give me a second. Um, I've never seen that movie. Let me just look it up. Where's Prada? 2006. Meryl Streep. Yeah, but she just comes across like just a complete bitch. I'm getting this like this thing like I don't know who this bitch is. Maybe she perceives you to be kind of bitchy, right? And it comes from the fact that, like, I feel like there's a controlling nature of somebody, and um but she doesn't recognize that she's trying to be controlling, um because she feels like it's something that's necessary. Like with this root chakra, I'm getting with this root chakra, I'm getting that she sees this as something that's like necessary. She doesn't see it as being controlling. She sees it as, this is how it's supposed to be, and this is how things are supposed to go in our family. This is like the base. Like, this is the tradition. This is how things are supposed to be with this. This is how she wants things. This is how God intended things to be. Like that type of thing. But she has her own perception of what that is. And so I think she may have a tendency to want you or want other people to step in line with that. But ever since this change that you've had, maybe in the past you never were in alignment with that, and even now that you've changed or that you've healed or that you're in the process of that, it's like maybe, I don't know, I'm getting this feeling of like, when someone starts to heal and you're like, oh, this is great. Like, she's starting to see the light. She's going to start to see things the way that I want her to see it. It's like she's starting to come of age. She's starting to understand that this is the way things are supposed to be, and she's going to start to fall in line with it. But as you've healed, actually, you've been led in your own way with this let the feminine lead the way. I feel like you've become a lot more intuitive, and it's even like harder, maybe even harder for you to control, because it's like you're following a path. You're just following your own path, and I feel like you're just more intuitive. It's like, I think, and you've learned this through the fact that you've like healed through something, you've changed through something that was really, really difficult for you. And I feel too that it was difficult in the sense that you couldn't really apply logic to it. And I think you've had to really develop your intuition and just the more feminine aspects of yourself, to trust, to like, I want to say receive help, to, I don't know, whatever those feminine aspects are. Maybe it's different for everybody, but you've had to rely more on a feminine, quote unquote, like, approach to it. Using your intuition, like, trusting, I don't know, being vulnerable or whatever, maybe delving into your emotions, your subconscious, shadow work, here. And so you develop this inner, like a new type of strength, like an inner strength, a new type of strength. Here with finding the stillness, you're seeing someone who is essentially meditating, and I feel like you've calmed down a lot. You've calmed down a lot, and I just think that there's now even a greater chunk that is been removed, like from you, or like something. Okay, what am I trying to say with this? In the past, I think they saw you as having, like, how do I put this? It's going to be different for everybody, but like it's something not very desirable. Like maybe you struggled with stuff, or there was some issues that you've had between the two of you guys, or they saw you really struggling, like with this Queen of Wands in reverse, like really in your shadow, like do maybe you were partying a lot or drinking too much, or just really like sucked into something, like you didn't have that inner strength as strongly as you do now, that inner peace, that inner serenity. And so there was something of that was like shattered, but now I'm seeing it as like that you've changed and that you've healed, um, like physically healed. um, I guess they're feeling like now there's like a bigger chunk that's removed. I don't know. I just feel that, and this is the randomness of it, and this just has to do with the fact that you've went in your own direction, you know, um, and you are like led by your own stuff, and you follow your own path, um, and I think that you have like a new confidence with this strength in reverse, great inner strength. um, with the root chakra. Like, I think maybe before you were very unstable, maybe, and so their issue with you is that whatever change or transformation you've made, and I feel like this is like a maturity and a coming of age. I think they were expecting, maybe all these years they were waiting for you to change in some way, for you to like fall in line with their, I want to say, the family tradition, the family ways, you know, like the wisdom. I want to say the wisdom of the family. It's like the tradition and the ways, like whether it was like they're a certain religion and they practice things a certain way, they want you to do that too. So they thought, oh, eventually she'll come around. But once she stops doing this, when she heals, you'll come around. But like you have healed, and now you are in this new, healthy, mature, evolved version of yourself, and you're following your own path, and you're more confident, you're more courageous, um, than ever. And with the root chakra, like that's our sense of security. I think that your sense of security in yourself is so strong, and I feel like their actual problem is that you're so strong in that, in what you believe, and how you're being led. It's almost like sometimes, and this is the randomness, I think sometimes they question, like, well, maybe if she's right, like, I don't know, like it just goes against the family ways and the traditions. That's all I can say. um and now it's like, instead of because now I'm thinking of like a windshield. If there's just a little bit of a spider web, or like a little bit of cracks, like it can be filled in and fixed. And I feel like now, like this whole chunk is out, because it's like, whoa, her getting better was supposed to, her maturing, her whatever was supposed to have her see the light of me being right, type of thing. But but really, like, it's made you stronger, in your own convictions and following your own path, and feeling so stable and secure in that. And I think that it's an odd thing, because maybe she sees you as not controlling. I don't want to say controlling, because it's like, again, this is like the odd perception and thing that doesn't make sense. It's like she's trying to control you into believing and to doing things a certain way, and to follow a certain path, but you're leading your own ways, but then she sees that as you trying to take control. But it's like your own life, right? Like, obviously, you're going to be trying to be in control of your own life. So it's just this odd, random thing that I was saying. Like, some of it does not make sense to me. Um, yes, yes. And I guess for some of you guys, maybe some of you guys identify as star seeds. I'm getting that with this yes card and the stars that I'm seeing and being led and just this randomness. And I think that, again, she just has a hard time understanding you. And I think this randomness also refers to you in the way that you're being led, the direction that you're going in. You know, it may not make sense, like the same way the feminine may not make sense to the masculine. I'm talking about, like, that saying or that book or whatever of like, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. I think it's like that sort of thing of where, there's a hard time understanding the other person. And so, really, that's all it boils down to is that, she really wanted your family traditions and your family ways and just like the practices or your path to be more in aligned with what the family is. It's like and the reason why she wants it like that is because she feels more secure in that. Like, here's an example of what I'm getting is, how certain cultures will want their kids to marry within their culture, or marry within a religion, and marry within like these certain values. So that, like, for example, like, here's an example, like, so that, say your mom wants you to marry someone in your culture. I've heard someone say this. I was talking to a friend of mine a while ago, and he was telling me how his father wanted him to marry someone from his country. The reason being that he gave was that she will want to take care of them, like his parents, when they're older, because she'll have a more traditional mindset, and that offers them a sense of security in that they will be taken care of when they're older. I think that's, and so with the number one too, I feel like they're trying to manifest something, like for their own selves, right? On a subconscious level. And so they want you to be in alignment with those traditions and those values because it works better for them, but you're going down your own path in your own way, and that doesn't mean that you're going to, like, say, like, using that example that I just gave, like, abandon them when they're elderly. Maybe you wouldn't have. Maybe if they support you in this, you wouldn't. But if they push you away, then there's going to cause issues with that. So anyway, I feel like the story doesn't end here. Obviously, this is like a long, this is a long path and journey because I'm seeing this tree of life as well. It's not a straightforward journey. It's you got to go through, all these pit stops and directions to finally get to manifestation, right? So yeah, so that's the actual problem that they have for you is that they really wanted you to live in alignment with their traditions, their values, their beliefs, their whatever, because it provides them a sense of security, and like there's a randomness in their way of thinking. I think it's just like, I want to say like a paradigm or like a certain cultural paradigm or something like that. And sometimes it's a bit of a delusion as well. That's what I'm getting with the mushrooms. It's a bit of a delusion as well, but you're not. You're just following your own path, and I guess they're trying to control you, but they're seeing you as trying to be in control, even though it's your own life. So that's your reading. That's your mother's issue with you. And some of you guys, I don't know why I'm getting a male figure as well. Like, it's funny because I brought up the example of my friend's father, and I keep seeing this male figure as well. So maybe some of you guys, this is a very masculine mother, And I think that she has a hard time understanding this. Like I said, like with men are from Mars, women are from Venus. It's like she has a hard time understanding this whole process of being led, being intuitive, being feminine, embracing your feeling, like, all these feminine things, receiving, da da da. Like, I think she's very used to being in this masculine type of energy where she has to control things, and not just that, but has to try to manage her environment so that she can get what she wants to feel secure. You know what I mean? So yeah, so that's what her issue is with you, is that you're whatever changes that you've made recently, or in the process, or continuing to grow and evolve. It's like just making you stronger, and more. Your root chakra is becoming more solidified, and just more firm. I feel like you have such a firm foundation now to follow where you're led, and to really have, I want to say, control over your life. It's not that you're trying to control your life. It's just that you have just a peace and serenity, as you walk, this path of your life. So yeah, so it's just a very random thing, I think, for her. Is It's just, I don't know, it's just, there's a random element, like there's some randomness that doesn't make sense and is delusional. But I think, some of us have been very, I mean, many of us, with culture and religion and things like that, we have beliefs that are somewhat delusional, right? Because, I mean, if this has to do with you being with someone of a different culture or religion, that doesn't mean, I've heard even from my own family members where they've said, well, no, we want you to marry somebody of this whatever, right? This faith or this whatever, because if you do, then this is what it means for us, And so it's like, it's really like, man, it's making me think of what's that? People will literally want you to behave in ways that benefit them, essentially. And that's just what it is. Like, it's just, they want you to behave in ways that benefit them. Um, and something can come full circle and benefit them, but because it's out of their mindset and their paradigm, they're going to reject it. They can't find peace in it. It challenges their sense of security. um, and that's just what it is. So that's your reading, group 1. If you like this video, please leave a like, subscribe to see more videos. I will see you guys soon. Take care. Bye. Okay, group 2. Hi. Those of you who picked Aquamarine, this is your reading on your mother and what is her actual or real problem with you. So, first of all, I'm going to say, because what stands out first is envy. I am the same as everyone, but with different challenges. So, what's that saying? Oh my God, I can't think of it word for word, but it's like, if you don't have haters, if you don't have people judging you, criticizing you, whatever, then you're doing something. Oh, or if you do have that, then you're doing something right. I feel like that's the case with your mother, in the sense that there is an envy that is there. So she envies, I think, a few things about you. Well, what I'm getting is, okay, here we have speak up, right? The number 33. So this is a very spiritual number 33, right? It makes me think of Jesus, and numerology, having that life path where you are meant to, like, I guess, like, lead other people in a or what's the word? I'm starting to stutter. Uh, you're like a trailblazer. You are a visionary. You are a leader of, like, the highest degree. You've, creating a path for others, right? And that you speak up. Here we see all the fists in the background. I don't know if you guys can see that, but and speak up. And so what you're doing, like, the envy comes in from the fact that you are, empowered. Like, I get this very, like, Black Panther, um, empowered feeling. She sees you as being very empowered. And so she's envious of that. And also, she recognizes that you're doing something that is like profoundly advanced, right? Here we have visionary, Imhotep. And, here we have with the moon as well, is like we're seeing these um, Egyptian figures, right? And with this visionary, I'm getting like there's something that you're doing, and I feel like you're merging, I want to say, the spiritual with the practical, with squirrel and spiritual maintenance. Be your own caretaker. When I think of squirrels, I see them as being very practical, right? Like they're applying they're hiding their nuts in the ground in preparation for the winter. They're doing work, right? But then they're also balancing that out with enjoying their life currently. And I feel like there's some type of thing that you're doing, um, that it's like merging the spiritual and the practical, and it's something just visionary and advanced. Like, I think this person was the I know he's a figure. He's a major figure in in ancient Egypt, and I think he is said to have. I think he built one of the first. I don't know which king it was. I mean, don't quote me on it. He built some. I think it was like a step pyramid, right? And so that later became, and he was the architect for that. And so that later became the basis for the great pyramids that were eventually built. He was a medicine person. He was a healer. And I don't know if these are like myths or if there's a lot that's known about it. I've heard his name so many times. And later on, it's like, the study of like medicine, the study of, or just things that maybe revolutionized, architecture, or whatever, just things that have such a long lasting impact for years to come. And with the number 33, this is something very visionary for the future and for people to come. And so maybe you're combining, you have a lot of options. That's another thing that they're envious of. This is a heavy reading of being jealous or envious. With this Seven of Cups, essentially, is I feel like they think you have a lot of options. And this envy is a delusion. Like, I feel like they're delusional. Your mother is delusional. Because it's like it hurts. I don't know. There's something I feel like that she takes personally with this everything is fine. With speaking up and being empowered. It's like, what I'm getting is something that's zero sum. I just keep seeing or yeah, I'm seeing like zero sum. Like, if I'm stronger, it means that she's weaker. If I'm it's like that lack mindset of if it's not like that cooperative mindset where, if you're elevating, I can elevate too, or I can do something too. It's like, if you do something, if you gain something, I lose something. It's like that sort of mentality is what I'm getting from her. And so yeah, so anyways, that's the delusion of it. That's what I'm getting with this. But she also sees you as having a lot of options. And I think another thing that she's envious of is the fact that you would let go and you're going in the right direction. And, with this, what's it called? A dowsing, like, crystal right here. Like, I feel that you're very, like, I want to say, and it's not even intuitive, but you're literally led. Like, I think that you're also very, not just spiritual, but there's a peace that you have, right? Because for you to obtain these visions or these things that you feel like you're to do, I feel like you have to have a sense of peace, and able to to be able to even download this stuff. And that, that's what I'm getting with this Aquamarine, is like there's this very soothing, peaceful thing, because having the conviction to speak up about certain things, to want to change things, that drive for that, there's like a big strength in that, but it's a quiet strength as well. It isn't a loud strength necessarily. So anyway, this is what her problem is with you, unfortunately, and maybe you're not fully aware of this. I feel like this envy is going to be revealed at some point. For some of you guys, if you feel that you're not aware of this, we have opportunity. I feel like also what's going to reveal itself is more opportunities. Like I said, there's a lot of options, more opportunities are going to reveal itself for you. But this is the issue, is that I feel like she sees that you have a lot to offer. Like you see this offering that this woman is making here, to the river. It's like all these beautiful, you know, fruits and vegetables being offered to the river. And I feel, and to me, that's such a symbol. I just got that to mean a symbol, because the river being water, and it's like, I feel like you're making an offering. The number 33 is like you're making an offering to, I don't know if it's the Great Spirit, or you're doing God's work, or you're doing some type of work that you have been given a vision or for. And yeah, and so, you know, there's just some jealousy around that, or some envy around that. And so that's really what the problem is that I'm seeing. I don't know if it's actually a problem, or that's her problem, that's her issue. Um, you know, and I just got message in a bottle. Like, I feel like for some of you guys don't really know this. Like, I'm getting that this is like a message in a bottle, like something that's being revealed to you right now. But, there's some reassurance here as well that you're going in the right direction. And you have a lot of options. And with the options I'm getting is of like the merging two things together to create something new, pioneering something new. And maybe this brings in ancient wisdom to today's world, and finding a balance between those two things to apply it in a practical way. So that's maybe confirmation for some of you guys as well. But yeah, so that is the issue with your mother. Um, you have a lot to offer. And it's a good thing. It's a good thing. There's always going to be envy. With this number 33, I feel like there's so many people that I have to bring it to Jesus, right? There's so many people that hate these revolutionaries. Oh, there you go. I just said revolutionaries. Maybe there's something that you speak very, very, you speak on, as well. I just feel like an annoyed feeling at this point. Because I did say the Black Panthers, or something in society that you want to change. That's another thing. Some of you guys, this has to do with taking ancient wisdom and applying it to maybe the sciences, or it's healing, or to be a practitioner of something visionary, something different. Some of you guys, this has to do with taking a stand on certain matters, and maybe social matters, whatever, right? Social causes, or whatever the case is, but speaking up. And I think that, I don't know, like, your mother finds this annoying. Um, I don't know why. Like, why would she find that annoying? Um, I'm getting with something of like you speaking up for others, and something about here is like be your own caretaker. Maybe she thinks that other people should take care of themselves, and that you should focus on you. Um, like, why are you worried about other people? Like, some of us, like, when I think about leaders, like, it can be a very, I don't want to say this is selfish, it's not selfish, but if you're called to do something for a group of people, I think some people will say, just worry about yourself, don't worry about them. I feel like that's like your mother's energy, and that also comes from envy as well. So that's another thing. So anyways, I'm not going to keep going on. That is what I see for your group. If you like this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, share this video if you think someone else would like to see it. I will see you guys soon. Take care. Bye. Okay, group 3. Those of you who picked this Petrified Wood and go, the time is right. This is your reading on your mother and what is her actual, like, what is the real problem that she has with you. So, you know, these are two opposing energies that I'm getting. Here we have clairvoyance, and here we have the King of Pentacles. So with clairvoyance, I'm getting like, someone who's clairvoyant or psychic, who's able to see things in their mind's eye, who has a very developed inner knowing, inner sensing, inner seeing, all that stuff, right? And then the King of Pentacles, someone who is very established in a way that is very practical, very risk averse, I want to say. Very somebody who, and this is your mom's energy, right? Somebody who is very practical, doesn't take chances, doesn't take risks, needs to see things, like seeing is believing type of energy, right? And is successful. I think that they're successful in certain areas of their life, right? I get that, some of them may not be, this, take this how it resonates, right? But this is not an insult, okay, about your mom, but they don't have to be the smartest to be the King of Pentacles, right? They just have to be consistent and steady and, able to just kind of follow the same routine, the same pattern, don't take chances, like go the safe route, right? You don't have to be, you don't have to deviate, right? You just do what works and you stick to it. There's no reason to reinvent the wheel. There's no reason to step outside and try anything new. Anyways, so that's the energy I'm getting from your mother. And then I think with this denial card, I feel like your mother, her issue is that, like, I think she lacks insight, right? And when I see the word insight here and the way that I'm seeing it is like, when you think of literally clairvoyance is like, it's the sight within you, right? And so I'm seeing it like that, like she lacks that, I want to say inner vision, like, it's, I almost feel like it's like a lack of creativity, a lack of, clairvoyance is the inner sense of seeing. It's when you receive messages, pictures, symbols, words, and colors. It's not about seeing in the physical sense with your eyes. It's about using your inner eye, better known as the third eye. When a medium is using their ability of clairvoyance to work with a spirit, the person who has passed will often send visual images to the medium's mind. An experienced medium receiving similar messages will be able to interpret them for their own psychic database and often know immediately what they mean. So this is how to sharpen your clairvoyance or your inner sense of seeing. So, like, I think that your mother denies, is in denial that, of this clairvoyant ability in people, right? And relies on, just like the tried and true methods of, the physical world, like the 3D. And I think her issue in that case with you is that, like, it's funny here because we have the Eight of Pentacles twice, right? I feel that, like, you've worked very, very hard on your abilities, right? Your clairvoyance, your psychic abilities. I'm seeing this lotus flower opening up, I think that you've done a lot of work that, I'm taking this in two ways. One is you may be, because with clairvoyance is like, you're able to know things, right? that other people won't necessarily know, just the messages or the information, the images that are being pushed to your third eye, right? So you're able to know things intuitively about situations, about people, whatever, right? That is a skill that, on the one hand, your mother denies, right? With denial, I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. I think she lacks the insight of, literally the sight within herself. And so she sort of denies this ability. But at the same time, she dislikes the fact that you are, I want to say, like, I don't want to say not loyal. Like, that's not the word. Like, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say, like, you know how there's like a truth teller in every family? Someone who can see through people's bullshit, including her own. And another thing I will say is, like, I lit this piece of sage and it's been smoking pretty strong when I was laying out the cards for this reading, and I just thought, wow, like there's a lot of like, I want to say negative energy around her fear of you. I feel like she's partly afraid of you. It's like on the one hand she denies this ability and the work that it took to get to this point. Like maybe she doesn't recognize it as actual work. But then on the other hand, she's afraid of it because, you know, they always say you're afraid of what you don't know. But at the same time, she's not like an intellectual type who is open-minded to go and explore and to learn about this sort of stuff or any sort of stuff. It's like, hey, how does that, it's like the type of person who's like, how is that relevant to my life? Like, how is that going to make me more money? How is that going to improve my quality of life? Like, does that do any of that? No. Okay, I don't need to know about it. I'll just stick to my usual method and that's it. But then I feel like you have an ability to point things out, like point out, like being the truth teller in the family. I feel like you're able to see through the bullshit. And that's what I'm getting with this strength card too, right? It's like with this goat and this two sides of a woman. I'm getting like, you know, a wolf in sheep's clothing or the opposite, you know. I think you're able to see people for who they really are, you know, this other side of them, who they are on the inside, right? Because this woman could be this woman on this outside, but on the inside she could be this lion, right? And so that doesn't make your mother feel good, right? I feel like that does not make her feel good at all. Because, you know, with this King of Pentacles, I also get someone who can be very materialistic and someone who likes to put on appearances, you know, is very invested in how things look on the outside because they are so focused on the outside themselves, right? That they don't have this insight. So, you know, to have it where their own child can be able to see things from the inside, and is skilled in that, whereas they're skilled on the outside. So this is the type of person who can be a hypocrite. This is the type of person, this is what I'm getting, it can be very judgmental. This is the type of person who it just likes to keep up appearances for this particular reason because and they do not want to be around anyone who will put a light, a microscope, a spotlight on things that they would like to remain hidden or that they think can be hidden. So I feel like also, you know, with go, the time is right. I feel too that, you know, maybe loyalty, I don't know, I'm getting something with this dog of service and loyalty. These being characteristics that are very important to your mother. And there's something like, this is part of the fear of not wanting to be exposed. Or maybe she feels like you have been calling her out on shit, or you're able to see things. I think sometimes, this is another thing I got for some of you guys, is like she will try and make it seem like you're not crazy, but that you're just making shit up, right? Like, you know, that you just make things up, that's not reality. Like really try and gaslight you, but it's really, it's like she knows that it's true, especially if you're talking about her, but she has to deny it because she feels like there's no real evidence for it. But she knows that this is true and that this is your strength, that you're able to have this inner sight. Um, and it just does, it's something that doesn't make her feel good about herself. And it makes, I feel like it just kind of exposes her, right? It's just, she feels like she looks like this, right? Where, you can literally see this side of her and then you could see this inner part of her. Um, and it just does not make her feel good. It affects how she feels about herself, because I think sometimes with this King of Pentacles energy that I'm getting from your mother, it's like she does a lot. She does a lot to maintain a certain image, and and it's one that has to mask the insecurities, the parts of herself on the inside that she may not like, and so yeah, so that's what I'm getting. And there's something with there's something too with this go the time is right and this King of Pentacles. I think that, as your mother has gotten older, this inner sense, maybe she's very slow, much late in the game to develop this, because she has focused so much on the material world, the 3D. So maybe as she's aging, she's, starting to get glimpses of this inner seeing and this inner knowing, um, you know, or just having this awareness. And so with this go, the time is right is like, there's some type of issue with it. It's more of a fear. Like, it's like, I don't know how to explain this. This is such a weird feeling. And I think this is her feeling that, like, part of it is like, hey, she could have used this to serve her in some way, or to, like, I don't know. There's so many weird, odd feelings that I feel like she is getting. Um, with starting to develop a little bit of this inner sensing. Like, she's starting to see that you are, like, you know, the was the sheep in wolf's clothing. You're actually very sweet and gentle on the inside. I think she saw you as a threat in the past, because you were a truth teller. I'm getting that you spoke what you saw, or she would think like, where are you getting this from? Like, and try and gaslight you and make you seem like you're crazy, and then just make you want to just deny, deny, deny. Um, but I think now she's with this sense that she's getting. It's like, I don't know. Maybe your relationship has improved. Maybe this has always been a rocky relationship, but it's slightly improved, or there's aspects of it that are improving that maybe have to do with respect. Maybe she's starting to put some respect. I heard putting some respect on your name. Um, Maybe she's seeing some of the fruit of your labor in this area, for some of you guys. The things that you've been able to create from using your intuition. Um, Maybe she's starting to see that you have a good heart. I don't know. This is kind of like, I feel like this energy is like transitioning to like a new form. It's transforming. There's something transforming about about this group and about your relationship with your mother. Um, because I think she's starting to understand, or get glimpses of what you're about. Um, Before she was in denial, and I think now she's starting to accept it and embrace it, or she's going to at some point in time. I feel like the time's running out for there to be this like polarity, or this like division between this. Um, yeah. So anyhow, that is your reading, group 3. If you like this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Share this video with someone if you think that they would like it, and I will see you guys soon. Take care. Bye. Okay, group 4, those of you who picked this cat's eye, and this is the sign. This is your reading about your mother and what is her actual problem with you. All right. This one's like, I feel like this is a very straightforward thing. Here we have step out of your comfort zone in North Node and ask your angels. So with this North Node, and we have North Node, we have Ace of Fire, we have this is the sign, the Dreamer, a leap of faith, follow your dreams, unexpected and opportunities. I share my light with the world. Nick Fury, they put me in charge for a reason. Yes, and we have death and rebirth, and this 7 of Pentacles in reverse. So what I'm getting, the issue she has with you is that, okay, you have obviously changed, right? So this is a group who has done a lot of work to change, has closed off a cycle, and is decided to, embark on, their North Node, being the thing that you came here to do, taking a chance, stepping out of your comfort zone, changing your life path, perhaps. Whatever it is, first of all, it's out of your mother's comfort zone too. It's not just your comfort zone, it's out of her comfort zone as well. But it's like following your purpose. You know how parents, this is reminding me, how parents can have a vision or an expectation of what their kids are going to be when they grow up, or how they're going to turn out, or whatever, right? I feel like this is very much the case with your mother, right? She had a certain plan for you. It didn't turn out that way. She wanted you to be, I just got a mechanic. I don't know why I got that for some of you. She wanted you to do a certain job, and now you've decided to, no one can determine or anticipate what your purpose is, right? I'm thinking of Mary for some reason, the Virgin Mary, anticipating what Jesus would be. I feel like maybe she could anticipate that her son would be, someone who would dedicate his life to God or something. Maybe something like that. But for the most part, I don't think parents can anticipate what your purpose in your life is going to be. That's something for you to uncover. And then it's something for you to step out of your comfort zone and pursue, because it's not an easy thing. It's not something that just can be handed to you. It's not something that she could coach you on and guide you on. With Nick Fury being this mastermind, I feel that your mother, and I got, yes, it's just a confirmation, is this type of person who is very intelligent. If your mother is very intelligent, but meanwhile, this path that you're going on, she has no clue about, in the sense that her intelligence is not going to be the solution that you're going to ask her for. You're not going to say, hey, Mom, I need your help, following my intuition on, whatever it is that you feel is you stepping out of your comfort zone and really pursuing your life's mission, your life's purpose. It's not something that she can necessarily help you on, right? We all have our own unique paths, and maybe there's things that we can pick up from other people on the way, but this isn't something that she can mastermind herself, and instead of asking her, you're asking your angels. And that's what I'm getting with her issue with you. I feel like it renders her, I just heard obsolete. I think she had this master plan of being able to help you in some way. I'm not seeing this in the cards, but I'm just extrapolating this here, that she thought that you are going to be successful because she's going to be able to mastermind your life for you, for some of you guys. And it's they put me in charge for a reason. And I got another thing is you don't respect her. I want to say this reminds me of a boomer type of generation. You don't respect my authority here. My authority of being your mother, of knowing what's best, kind of thing. Maybe they take this as a bit of a slight, that you would rather check in with your spirit team. Maybe some of you guys check in with your spirit team, ask your angels, follow your intuition, that sort of thing, instead of looking to someone to I guess, mastermind, or be the architect of your life. Like, that's what I'm getting with this Nick Fury. Like, she wanted to be like the architect of your life, um, instead of having you follow your own dreams. And that's a problem, right? That's her problem. That's really what it boils down to. And I feel like this is like, she doesn't want to invest. And I'm getting this for some of you guys too, is like, she doesn't want to invest in you following your dreams. Like, she doesn't expect for opportunities to come out of this, for you to take, like, blaze your own path or whatever, right? You know, um, I share my light with the world. Yeah. So, like, this is just a very opposing and different energy. Like, I'm just getting such a different energy from this ask your angels, step out of your north node, from the dreamer, the potential, to like this Nick Fury sort of card, right? Like, where it's something where someone wants to take matters into their own hands and thinks that they are the architect or the mastermind, whereas you see God in that way, or you see the higher realms in that way, not your mother or not an individual, right? Um, and so I just don't see your mother as wanting to invest. She sees this as a poor choice or a poor decision on your part. You know, like these changes that you're making to your life, like she's not really happy with it. Um, with this supernova, like this death of a star is like, I think it's like the death of this idea of what she had in her mind for you. It's like, I don't know, maybe she has to kind of grieve. How they say, like, sometimes you have to grieve, like, the vision that you've had of someone in your life. Like, say you break up with, you know, a significant other. Um, it's not so much that, it's not just breaking up with them, but it's grieving that vision that you created in your mind for the life that you would share with them, or how things would be. And I feel like this is something that your mother is also experiencing, um, because she knows that she can't hold you back anymore from pursuing this new opportunity, this new change, this new path that you're embarking on. Um, and so if this does resonate, like, this is a sign, like, I'm getting for you guys to say yes to pursuing this. Um, that you don't need your mother to get this done. You know, um, this isn't necessarily just based on intelligence. Like, this is another thing I'm getting. There's so many other factors that this path requires you to have. It isn't intelligence, it's faith, it's um, it's so many different things, and you're going to be prepared every step of the way, um, through your experiences, and through what and the work that you're going to be doing. um, and you have been in preparing for this up until now as well, whether you're aware of it or not. That's another thing I'm getting. We have Archangel Metatron. Um, maybe that's significant for some of you guys. But yeah, I'm just getting this sense of having a lot of support in the angelic realm. Um, and continuing to have that support until things become more solidified for you in this new path that you're taking. And so yeah, so that's the issue that your mother has for you. It's a combination of different things. One part has to do with, like, I don't know, kind of feeling slighted a bit, that you don't want to use her, like, I don't know, like, she's the mastermind, she's, whatever, like, that she's not able to help you, so to speak, or mastermind your life. um, you know, that you're not respecting her authority, perhaps, um, you know, just these different things, right? Like that, kind of feeling a sadness over the fact that you're not going to be what she wanted you to be, which, it is what it is. And yeah. So that's really what her issue is with you. I just feel like this is someone who thinks that they run the show. Like, I'm not liking this energy, to be honest. Like it's because it's not that I don't like it. Okay, let me put this a different way. This is a very different, vastly different energy than what you need right now in your life. It's very, like, to be a mastermind. Like, look at this, right? And this, it's such a different energy I'm getting. One is like, I am in charge. I run the show. I feel like this is like your mother wants to play God right now, and I feel like she's in big opposition um to what you're supposed to be doing. Like, her energy that she's putting out, it's one of, like I said, like playing God in a way. It's in stark opposition to what you're doing right now, and I feel like if there is a lot of conflict between you guys, it's literally her energy is not meant for you right now. It's a completely different path. Like, if you have to disconnect, I know we're not talking about advice or anything here, but I just have to say it, like, it's so completely different. She's gonna mess you up. Like, that's how I feel, because I feel like there's something about her that is going to be very difficult for you if you interact with her too much. Like, the energy that she's giving um, is completely opposite to the direction that you're headed. And until it's able to really solidify, I feel like she's going to have a very negative influence or impact on you until it's really able to solidify, and until you're able to really, when I say solidify, I mean really ground things in 3D, until she's able to see some stuff, some progress, that you feel certain and sure-footed in your own decisions and in your steps, that, like, it's like right now, if you're at the very, very beginning and you're just taking root, I could see her very easily being able to uproot it. So if you have to move in silence, move in silence. If you have to put her on pause, put her on pause. Do what you got to do, but whatever you're doing, this is confirmation that this is your life's path or your purpose, or it's at least opening up to you. So this is her issue with you. Yeah. So anyhow, if you guys like this reading, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Share this video if you think someone else would like it. I will see you guys soon. Take care.